second grade scholars, here's what we're doing in music today. Second grade scholars will be able to sing and move to Warrior Cry, discover the instruments of the keyboard family, and listen to music with keyboard instruments. At the bottom, I always write what the holiday is, what makes today special. Today is School Nurses Day. Today to send some love to the school nurse. I know we're all learning from home today, so maybe you can just send some good thoughts out into the universe for our school nurses. Just a quick reminder of our expectations for music class. M stands for make good choices. We're going to put thought and care into every word and every action. U stands for use all materials correctly. So today, later on, we're going to be using our whiteboard and our whiteboard markers. So make sure you have those handy and that when it's time, you use them the right way. S stands for show respect. Show respect to the grown-ups in our Zoom call. Show respect to each other and show respect to the space around you, even if that's your home or your daycare. I stands for involve yourself. That means join in and participate in everything I ask you to do. And C is control your body. Just make sure you think about the space around you because I want everybody to stay safe and healthy. So the first thing on our list is Warrior Cry. So we're going to stand up. I'm going to move my things off to the side a little bit. To do Warrior Cry, you need lots of space because we're going to be doing some moving. If you are in Miss Larson's class, we haven't done this a whole lot. But Miss Jones and Miss Daly's class, I know you know this very well. So we're just going to go through it really quick, mainly for Miss Larson's class so that they don't feel a little lost. So you're going to curl your muscles under and you're going to jump and say, honk! And then step to the side, alea, alea, and then we'll do it again, honk, alea, alea. After we do that, put your hands here, wiggle them back and forth, and we're going to shimmy back to where we started with a high squeaky voice. And say, tiki tiki tom tom, tiki tiki tom tom. So hunk, alea alea hunk, alea alea, tiki tiki tom tom, tiki tiki tom tom. Next part, you stick your pockets out, punch the air in front of you safely, don't hit anything. Our voice gets very low when we do this part, and we sing bushka bushka bushka, bushka bushka bushka. And then at the end, I always feel like Tarzan. We sing, ari, 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 ya. Hey! Ari, 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 ya. Hey! Okay. Hunk, alea, alea, hunk, alea, alea, tiki, tiki, tom, tom, tiki, tiki, tom, tom, bushka, 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 bushka. Ari, 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 ya. Hey! Ari, 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 ya. Hey! We're going to do it 3 times through. First time, andante, walking speed. Second time, allegro, skipping speed. Last time, third time, presto, running speed. Curl your muscles under. Andante. Ready? Here we go. Honk! Alea, alea, honk! Alea, alea, tiki, tiki, tom, tom. Tiki, tiki, tom, tom. Bushka, bushka, bushka. Bushka, bushka, bushka. Ari, 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 ya. Hey! Ari, 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 ya. Hey! Okay, now we're going to allegro, skipping speed. Curl your muscles under. Ready? Here we go. Honk! Alea, alea, honk! Alea, alea, tiki, tiki, tom, tom, tiki, tiki, tom, tom. Bushka, bushka, bushka. Bushka, bushka, bushka. Ari, 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 ya. Ari, 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 ya. Presto, fast. Curl your muscles under. Ready? Here we go. Honk, alea, alea, honk, alea, alea, tiki, tiki, tom, tom, tiki, tiki, tom, tom. Bushka, 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 bushka. Ari, 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 ya. Ari, 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 ya. All right, have a seat back in your space. We'll check in with our to-do list and see how we're moving along. Second grade scholars will be able to sing and move to Warrior Cry. Check. Discover the instruments of the keyboard family. Haven't done that yet. If you are in Miss Daly's class, we did have a chance to do this a little bit last week, but we did it in a different way. Miss Jones' class, you were going to do this this week. Miss Larson's class, you were going to do this next week, but we don't see each other until next week, Thursday. Miss Larson's class. So we have talked about the 4 main instrument families. They are the string family. That's like guitars and violins and cellos. Then we have the woodwind family. That's instruments like the flute, the clarinet, and the saxophone. We have the brass family, that's like the trumpet and the trombone. And last, the percussion family, which is instruments that you hit or tap or shake to make sound. The keyboard family kind of fits inside the percussion family because to make a sound on a keyboard instrument, you have to hit or tap the keys to make a sound. And then inside, for the most part, something happens that gets hit or tapped to also make a sound. So we're going to talk about the 4 main instruments in that keyboard family. The first one is an instrument that I think is the most famous, the most common instrument in this family, and that is the piano. I have a picture of a grand piano here, but there's a few different kinds of piano. A grand piano is the biggest piano. There's something called the baby grand, which looks like this. It's just a little bit smaller. There's an upright piano. It's the kind we have in the music room. And there's a keyboard piano, and that's the kind that I have, that I play on most often. It's the kind that I have on, that little one that I have on my music cart when I come to your classrooms that I've played sometimes. A couple things to point out. Notice that the keys are white, and then there's some black keys. On a normal piano, there are 88 of those keys. And then down here, most pianos have little feet down at the bottom, and you push those to have the piano make a different kind of sound. Inside the piano, and you can't see it very well in this picture, but there's a whole bunch of strings inside the piano. And when you hit one of those white or black keys, a hammer pops down on top of those strings and just hits against it. And that's what makes the piano make it sound. So that's one instrument in the keyboard family. The next instrument we're going to talk about looks a lot the same, a lot alike. It's called a harpsichord. What's it called? A harpsichord. A harpsichord looks like a piano, but if you notice, a lot of the keys are black and then some of the keys are white, so it's kind of like flip-flopped what a piano key looks like. Inside, it also has a whole bunch of strings, but in a piano I said that a little hammer pops down and smacks the strings. In a harpsichord, it's kind of like a guitar pick. A little piece of plastic or bone or whatever they used when they made a harpsichord plucks the string. And that's what makes a sound. So a harpsichord sounds very different than a piano, even though they look a lot the same. Piano or harpsichords, you don't see them very often anymore. People don't really play them. There is a wonderful place in St. Paul called the Landmark Center that has a little mini instrument museum, and they have a bunch of harpsichords, and you can actually go and sit down and play them. And it's a free thing to go to, so maybe ask your grown-ups one day if you can take a little family field trip to the Landmark Center in St. Paul, so you can check out some harpsichords. The next instrument that we're going to talk about is the organ. And organs look very different depending on where you go, but they're usually pretty big. On an organ, you can see this one has 3 different keyboard sets. See those like white lines that are moving side to side? Those are all the white and black keys, kind of like on a piano. They also have down here, you can see these brown planks. That's like another set of keys that you play with your feet, which is kind of cool. And then as you play, air gets pushed up through these pipes, and that's what makes the sound. Organs can be small enough to fit in a home, like a little organ, but they have really big pipe organs that you find a lot of times in like churches, and those can be super duper huge and crazy big. So that's an organ. And then the last one we're going to talk about is this one, and that's called the accordion. And you have your black and white keys here like on a piano, and then you push and pull this part together and apart, and that's what pushes air through the instrument to make a sound. The accordion is the only one of these that you can really play while you're standing up, which is kind of cool. So, discover the instruments of the keyboard family. Check. I'm watching the time. I know we don't have a lot of time left, second grade. But the last thing on our list is listen to music with keyboard instruments. So what I'd like you to do is grab out your whiteboard and your whiteboard marker. And I'm going to play for you a song on my little keyboard piano. This is the one that I keep in the music room. See the white and black keys? and it actually has a funny feature on it where it will play music for me. So I'm going to play a song called Fur Elise. And as the music plays, I'd like you to draw a picture on your whiteboard of whatever the music makes you think about. Maybe it's your favorite springtime activity. Maybe it's something that you're doing while you're at home. Maybe it's a friend or a family member. Whatever the music makes you think about, draw a picture. This is called Fur Elise. It sounds like this. Got about 30 more seconds to finish your drawing. Okay, that is Fur Elise. That was written by a guy named Ludwig van Beethoven, who is my favorite composer of all time. Finish up the last bits of your drawing, and now since we're in the Zoom call, we can do this. I'd like you to hold up your picture to show everybody in the class what the music made you think about. I drew a picture of a ballerina. Let's see your picture. Hold it up so the whole family, or the full family, our family, our second grade family, can see it. Nice job. Okay, our list says second grade scholars will be able to sing and move to Warrior Cry. Check. Discover the instruments of the keyboard family. Check. Piano, harpsichord, organ, accordion. Listen to music with keyboard instruments. We did that. Check. Say School Nurses Day. Send some love to our school nurses. We only have our train exit and our chant to do. So breathe with me, second grade. Here we go. Repeat after me. Good, better, best. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Never let it rest. Until your good is better. Until your good is better. And your better is the best. And your better is the best. Thank you, scholars. We'll see you next time with more music.